Good morning.
Hi. So today we thought we would go back to the basics, especially for anybody who's new or, thinking about getting started in affiliate marketing or online marketing, especially going through the organic marketing, because we understand that, like us, most people want to start with the lowest cost possible because, it's a big step, right? You're going to try and do something for yourself. You kind of want to test the waters a little bit. The whole reason that you're looking to make money online is because you need some extra money, right? So one of the best ways to do that is to start organically. And starting organically is great because it also helps you build your brand, gets people to know you. But today we thought we would just sort of go back to the basics. We will talk about content buckets, because that's a kind of a big one. So I'm going to let Rose take over there. Don't worry, I'll interrupt. It's my way.
No worries. We were kind of debating back and forth which of us talks over the other one more. Content buckets. So that was a phrase that I kept hearing early on, and I was like, I don't understand what that means. And then somewhere along the line it clicked, and I was like, oh, I think it's when I started recording my ideas down so that I'd stop losing them. Now I have my dedicated, I call it my content book of shadows.
I like that.
Thank you. Where I can write down my ideas as they come so that I don't get home after, whatever it was and go, oh, what was that really good video idea? Now I have it saved. But yeah, content buckets. So we run into this problem in real estate a lot where realtors become this two-dimensional, I'm in a blazer and I'm going to help you even though it looks like I'm serious thing, right? And all they post about is homes, 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 which is great. That's what you do. But to stand out, especially when everything was going crazy in 2021, one of the reasons I joined the team I did is because they were like, hey, you're a three-dimensional person. Be a three-dimensional realtor. Don't have all your posts about real estate. Have lifestyle posts. Have your interests, your hobbies. Connect with people beyond people looking for a house. And so I kind of started it with real estate without realizing it. But now that I've actually sat down and thought about it, I'm like, okay, why did I start online marketing? Who do I want to talk to? Who do I want to work with? What did I gain with online marketing, right? So for me, it's hiking with my dogs, biking with my dogs, just in general, being out and away from the city because I'm in Phoenix and traffic is a nightmare. And then, of course, travel, vacation, ice baths. That's my theme, right? Mm-hmm. And so for a while, I was just hounding the content of hey, check out our program, check out our program, check out our program. And now now that I have the buckets, I've broken off from that. And I'm like, all right, here's a bunch of clips of me doing ice baths because that's my thing. Or here's a bunch of clips of me out hiking with my dogs because it's winter and I can actually do that now. And, here's clips of the Nordic village where we went and stayed for a little bit. And so sprinkling in your actual personality, one, builds your own authentic brand. Two, proves that you're authentic instead of just doing the copy and paste, stuff that we hate. And three, it helps on days that you're like, I don't want to make any videos about business today because maybe you didn't have any wins and you're feeling depressed. You know what? Going for a walk makes me feel better. Let me do some videos of going for a walk. And Absolutely. It just broadens what you have available.
And I mean, there are sort of 5 main kind of content buckets. So there's educational content, right? And that's your how-tos, your tutorials, and your tips and tricks and stuff like that. We do a lot of educational here. Then we have our entertaining, and so that's all of your jokey stuff, or your humorous, or your memes and whatnot. And yes,
talking they to yourself,
to your business. Well, we do a lot of that too. Behind the scenes glimpses. So like you were saying, a day in the life of kind of stuff like that, or just fun facts. Then there's the inspirational. And those are your success stories, or if you want to tie it back to your business, your product or service highlights, or customer testimonials. You've got somebody who's like, man, you're the bomb. And you're like, thank you, right? Please share that information. If you've got any launch announcements, you're doing anything or putting anything, if there's something new that you want to tell people, that's where that would fall in. And then there's your engagement and interaction. And those are things like your polls and surveys and, like just getting people to reach back to you, right? What do you think? That kind of stuff, or just anything like that. Even a Q&A. Sit down, ask me questions, tell me no lies, right?
Let's talk story.
Like there's like those are the main ones, but there's a lot that falls under each one of those. And and that's how, like you say, you build out your authenticity of who you are and what you're interested in. And you can easily weave business into any one of those, but you can also weave your personal and, just the personality and all those kinds of things can go in there. And I mean, what's entertainment for me and you might not be entertainment for someone else, but that's okay, because that's how you start narrowing in on who your people are. So don't always be nailing one thing and only one thing all the time, because people will get bored super fast. Oh, we have a comment. Who is this? Good morning. No, our lives are on Friday mornings there, Claire. So every Friday morning at 9 a.m. EST. And what time is it for you, Rose? 7 a.m.?
It's 7 a.m. for me, yes.
Yeah.
But we love you, Claire.
Yes, we do. And we appreciate you coming and stopping by.
Yes. With the polls, I noticed that Instagram now with their reels has made it a lot easier to integrate polls into the reels directly, because I think that is a really good way to drive engagement and show the algorithm that you have people actually engaging. But it's also a good way to get an idea for your next content, right? So if you make a video that you're like, I don't know if people are going to like this or not, ask them, just put a poll in, hey, do you want more videos like this? Yes or no, right? And I mean, don't take the no's to heart. Don't get too down. And, if you want to post more content like that, still go ahead and post it. But it'll help you kind of figure out what your audience is, why they're your audience, and how to talk to them.
And it also gives you an opportunity to reach out to people who have commented or, responded to a poll, just to say thank you, to open up that dialogue, to make you a human being. You're not just some face in a video doing your thing and then not responding or not appreciating the time that they've taken to stop and actually give you feedback, because that's part of the engagement process. And
that's the part where I suck.
Well, you know what? I do too. And it's nothing personal. It's just, I don't know about you, but I tend to be so far ahead in my brain that I sometimes forget that I didn't do something that I was supposed to do. And so, and then I go back and go, ooh, oops.
Yeah, that drives my family nuts, because I'm like, in my brain, I would 100% sent that text message. And they're like, sorry.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You looked at it and then you just ignored it. And it's like, well, no, I was like, I am totally going to, here's my response in my head and it's done.
And then I got sidetracked.
Yep.
Exactly, yeah. Well, the problem I've had in the last week too is not so much on Instagram, because we were talking about yesterday, Instagram messaging just seems to be a little bit more clean for me versus the people that pop up in my Facebook. No offense to anybody watching, but I'll have people message me and they'll message me one word phrases, and I don't like small talk. And my sister taught me at a very young age, only give out information that is necessary. So if you want a specific answer from me, you have to ask a specific question, because I often just don't realize that for most people, when they're like, oh, how was your day? They're expecting a full explanation. I'm just like, yeah, it was good.
I'm the same way. And I struggle with that, because it's and then when they start asking a bunch of questions, I'm like, why are you interrogating me?
Yeah, exactly. But then they would message me like, why haven't you responded to me? And I'm like, you didn't give me anything to respond to. I don't know you. I don't even respond to my parents half the time. But why do you think because you popped into my DMs and I responded back the first time that you're now entitled for me to continually message you like we're besties? I don't get it.
And I mean, when you're in business, you have to understand that there is give and take. And so we have to, as you and I both have to get over that, ourselves and understand. But that doesn't mean that we have to make ourselves available to everyone and everything, but just recognize that sometimes you need to expand that conversation. And especially if you're somebody who's maybe a little bit more introverted, those conversations can feel very uncomfortable, but just recognize that it's part of your business. And so find a way to communicate that works for you, that doesn't leave you like you're going to have to engage. So find the easiest way for you to engage with people. And if that's polls and just responding, hey, thanks so much, or asking questions and then keeping it on your post or on your reel instead of pulling it into your DMs until you're ready to do that, then do that, because if you need that buffer zone, then do that, whatever is going to make it work the best for you, but still give you that necessary engagement.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Well, this is where Marcus and I were talking because he was like, God, I need to get better about blocking these people because, again, I don't like small talk and I don't have patience. And so a lot of times if the conversation is weird, I'll just be like, look, are you interested in business? Is that why you're here, or is it something else?
Yeah.
Because I need to weed them out, right? Because there's so many people like I thankfully never got it, but a couple of the girls in our program, like, they get creepy marriage proposals and stuff like that. And like you have to weed that out.
Oh
and
yeah,
that's why I'm very direct about it.
Especially I've had to do that where I've just had to say, this is a business profile and I'm here for business. I'm all for making friends, but friends in my business circle. I'm married and I'm happy to be that way. And I'm not looking for anything else. And, I don't know what you're hoping to gain from this, but I'm not going to be spending a lot of time in conversation with you because that's not my interest. I'm not here for that. Please go waste someone else's time.
And it sounds kind of cutthroat if you're not a business person, right? But if you're a business person, you understand it because, if you work for somebody else, you're trading your time for their money.
Right.
And for us, we're trading our time for money from whatever we're working on or promoting or whatever it is, right? So it's the same thing of like our time is money. Our time is important.
Exactly.
And I don't like my time being wasted.
No, and you shouldn't have to accept that in any way, shape, or form.
And that's where bios come in handy.
Exactly. I was just going to say, and that leads us directly into our profiles. So when you are on using organic methods, so you're doing social media, you're doing blogging, you're doing podcasts and videos and stuff like that, whatever platform you're on, your profile is your first funnel. So for like Facebook, a key thing that I see a lot of people overlook is your banner and your about section. These are two areas that get often very overlooked. Now, your banner is really important in Facebook. It can't just be a family scene. And not to say that the family scene is bad, right? If that's who you are and that's who you're trying to reach, that's great. But it can't just be a picture of you and your family. It has to give people it's their first look at who you are, right? And what you do. And so you need to have some of your business information in there. And when they click on it, there needs to be a link and a little bit of who you are and what you do in there so that they can read about what it is and then they can follow that link to either whether it's, directly to your program or to a group or to your free download or your lead magnet or whatever it is. It has to be in there. And, Canva makes it super easy for a lot of people to do that because they have already a lot of set up pre ones, even for the free programs, even for the free set of Canva. There's lots of free pre-made banners where all you have to do is plug and play. So, take your time and do that.
And keep it simple.
Don't get too wild. And also with Canva, you're going to need about an inch on top and bottom. That's blank space. And just like visually, just sort of do that thought of like you're going to need some extra space, top and bottom, so that you're not cut off here or half your words are underneath. And if
that threw me off so bad the first time because I thought their template would be perfect. Then I uploaded it. And I was like, what the? And I went through like probably 30 different micro adjustments until I got it right.
Yeah, I visually look at it and go, okay, it's about an inch top and bottom, right? So you just leave a good couple finger space, top and bottom. And the other thing to do when you're using it is test it. put it on your profile. Take a look. You don't have to actually save it because you can pop it in and, oh, yeah, no, half of it's cut off or whatever. That's your face. So make sure, like, that's the face of your business. That's the face of what you're doing. So make sure that it looks good, because that is literally the first oof. In Facebook, that's your first bang. That's exactly who you are. In Instagram, you don't get that. I mean, you have a profile picture, and that's important. Your profile picture should stand out in some way, show off a
And
bit of
be
your
your
personality.
face.
Yes, it's got to be your face. It's got to show off a bit of your personality or whatever. But then it's more about the text. And you have 3-4 lines that you can basically use.
I think it's 500 characters altogether. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
split out
you
in 4 lines.
try to do it in lines, and it's I do this to help people with this. These are your key statements, and that'll be the same with your about for anything. This is who I am, and this is what I do for people. This is how I try to solve your problem. That's going to be in your about section, no matter what profile you're on.
Yeah, I think about it in terms of SEO, right? You're looking for the keywords of what you do. And, 2 years ago with Instagram, it was like, oh, put the hashtags in the bio and have the emojis. And now they're finding, no one wants the emojis in there anymore. Definitely don't
No.
do the hashtags because hashtags aren't important. So, again, keep it simple, keep it direct. And, a lot of people will do their profile and it's overcomplicated. And it's like, well, but who do you serve? And just because it's obvious to you doesn't mean it's obvious to your audience. So really try to look at it from a stranger's eyes, or reach out within your sphere and be like, hey, look at this and tell me what your first impression is.
And that can be people in a group. If you're a part of like an affiliate group, or, like you're on a learning group, or if you're in your program already, ask the people in your program to take a look. If you're just starting out, ask your friends, whatever, or even just ask some rando friend online. Even if you're not physically connected with that person in real life, ask them, say, hey, you know what? I could really use some eyes on this. What do you think about this? The other thing is, don't put 800 links. If you have, with Facebook, you can put a lot of links in there. Don't do that. If you have
I made that mistake starting out.
if you have a lot of things that you promote, that's awesome. Get a link tree or a stand store and put them all together, and then use that as your link. Because when you have too many things, you look scattered. You don't look serious. What I see when I see that is you're just throwing everything at the wall and hoping something sticks. And that may not be the case. Right? They may all tie together, but when you have all of those things there, I don't know where you want me to go.
Yeah.
So 2 links, maybe one to a group or a lead magnet, and one to your main stand store or your main program or whatever it is that you're doing. That's usually okay, but I would never go more than 2 links.
Yeah, I had somebody comment early on the days. They're like, oh, you have a lot of links on your profile. But I also, my profile originally was my lead gen for real estate. So I had my real estate links as well. And then I had my affiliate marketing links. Every affiliate marketer coach I talked to was like, you got to get the real estate stuff off your profile. And I was like, no, it's part of what I do for, work from home, remote, whatever you want to call it. No, it's part of who I am. And so that was kind of an interesting balance that I had to strike up of, okay, where does the real estate content fall with the affiliate marketing content, etc.? And that was a hard balance to find. I think it probably took me about 6 months to find it.
Like I say, having a couple, but if you say you have a ton of affiliate links, right? Because there are some people that have, they promote like 4 or 5 or 6 different programs or whatever, and they've got their website, and they want to put their lead magnet and their website and, their affiliate links and all that, and they want to put it all on there. It's like, you need to condense that down to a singular link. And that's where something like a link tree or a stand store comes in place. And you can even do it in a funnel. You can create your own funnel if you want, and just have all those links in a single space, or a website or whatever.
Or funnel to an autoresponder, right? And then send them out in emails. And then you can explain what each link does anyway.
Yeah.
That's basically like Funnel Freedom. That's their whole platform, is like, hey, you can drop all of your links into our little form and it's going to autofill into this year's worth of emails, which is fantastic, right? If you're promoting multiple programs. But you can do it yourself too. You can make your own lead capture landing page, website, whatever it is, tie it into an autoresponder, and then, don't email every day, but email, twice a week or so. And then it's a longer process, sure. But then again, you don't look quite as spammy. You can explain why you promote the different programs, what they help with, et cetera, et cetera. And it just keeps it nice and clean.
Yeah, it's like your story to tie them all in together. So however you want to do it, it's just, that is definitely something that I would look at. And the other thing about your profile is keep it clean. Make sure that other people can't tag you on a bunch of crap without your knowledge. So it doesn't automatically post, because I can tell brand new right off the bat by how many times somebody else is putting crap on their page. And sometimes it's pretty racy crap. And it's like, that's cool if that's who you are. I really don't care. But if that's not what you want, I'll see like posts about family and this and that, and then I'll see some ass in my face, and it's like, I am pretty sure that's not what you want on there. And instead of having to go back and clean that out, just go into your privacy settings and sort it out. Go in and just make sure that people can't tag you and people can't just automatically post on your page. Just
the at everyone and at followers I had to turn off.
Oh yeah,
that was just annoying the crap out of me.
I don't mind it so much because I definitely use at followers, but you can only use it once a day, right? You can only use the at followers and at highlight once a day. But again, if they don't want to, they don't have to. So I'm fine with that. But it can get, like, if you're in a lot of groups, that can get overwhelming. So again, it's an option, right? You don't have to have it there. It doesn't show. It's more for me is what shows up on my personal page. Yeah. Right. And so you can do things like make sure people can't respond with links in their comments, so that people can't just automatically. If you get if you're a woman or even a guy, but more often a female, if you're a woman and you get a lot of, oh, I love you and I love, you can actually go and filter words. I actually literally have a filter for I love you.
Wow.
I have that so that those posts get automatically hidden. Then I can go and read it and say, you know what, that's okay. They're saying they love me in terms of, I love my content or whatever, not I love you and here's a flower and I want to marry you. I was like, no. And because I just got tired of it. I got tired of cleaning up spam comments.
Yeah.
So, that's a me thing. What's another one that you would say is important for your profile?
I think people really underutilize pins. So with your Facebook, you can pin a top post of either your top success, top testimonial, whatever your offer is right now, so it doesn't get lost. So when people go to your profile, that's the first post they see. And then in Instagram and TikTok, pin 3 reels, right? So one should be a lifestyle reel, one should be a like who do I serve reel, and one should be a why did I start this business or something like that. And this is gonna sound counterintuitive, but don't pin your top performing reels. Pin the ones that actually tell the story, because oftentimes it's kind of boring. And some people are like, well, yeah, I know, I've followed you forever. I know why you do this. But people who just find your profile, you want them to be able to look, and one of your pinned ones can be a funny one that highlights your personality. But the first 3 that are pinned should tell them who you are, who you serve, even more so than your bio. Because some people don't read the bio, they go straight to the content.
Yeah.
So definitely pinning those posts is a huge one, because I didn't utilize it for ages. And then I started utilizing it, and I had way less people reaching out going, so what do you do? Because I would get those messages in my inbox where it was like, hey, I love your content, but like, what do you do for a living?
That's a great tip. Do you use the highlights in Instagram?
Yes, I do.
I just started using that. I started to, I had a couple up there, but I didn't really understand it. But now that I understand it, and and you can make little covers for them even. So which is nice.
I label them so it's very obvious what the highlights are instead of just leaving it saying highlights, which I screwed up. Like, so I used them in my real estate profile to like highlight houses that I really liked, but I didn't know you could change that. And so like it would just say highlights. So I think there's like 6 that just say highlights. Whereas if you go on my other page, it's like my why, my wins, my, you know, lifestyle, like stuff like that.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, that's a nice little feature with Instagram because it only works for stories.
Yeah. That's what
But
confuses a lot of people.
yeah,
But like,
yeah,
well, where's the option? Because sometimes they don't have the plus option where they can make a new one. And
yeah.
sometimes they do. If you don't have that option, then yeah, you do it as a story. Then from the story, you can add it to your highlight.
It's only for the stories, which I think, yeah, would be a little bit confusing. I know I was a little bit confused at first. Why can't I add reels to this? You know, because they're sort of the same thing, but no. But it's nice because stories disappear, but they don't really when they're in your highlights.
And stories are what they're predicting is going to really bring engagement this year on a lot of posts or on a lot of profiles. So stories are important.
Yeah, that's good. Now that brings us sort of around to tools and, you know, the various things that you can use in your marketing to help grow your business or help manage your business. And again, they don't have to be expensive. So like every platform has their own analytics, right? So those are tools you're going to want to use. You're going to want to look and see if you're into the videos, you're going to want to see where it drops off and see which ones, you know, if something stays beyond 3-second engagement, which is pretty common. So don't get disheartened if you're like, oh my God, everybody drops off at 2 to 3 seconds. Yeah, that's super irritating, but that's because we all have the attention span of gnats at this point. So so if you see something that's actually managed to get past that, then that gives you some good insight on, okay, well, what did I do different here that pulled people in? It also lets you see the demographics of who you're actually reaching and whether or not it's your target audience. Right? And this is all free data that's being given to you. There are free schedulers out there. I like to use, I've used Metricool, which has a great freemium program. So it allows you to track a lot. It gives you a lot of data, and it also allows you to schedule for free. They do have an upgrade, obviously, which allows you to do more. But even with their free, you can schedule 50 posts a month across platforms for free. I know you use something else.
I use Repurpose.
Yeah,
just because I had the problem of like I kept forgetting that I had a Pinterest. And so I use Repurpose. So I had it originally, if I posted to Instagram, it went everywhere. I'm shifting my focus slightly more to YouTube this year. And so I was like, okay, well, let me stop posting to Instagram because YouTube, when you're a smaller account, it needs it scheduled so that it can read the keywords, the SEO, and figure out who to put your videos in front of. And so I was like, all right, well, let me stop doing Instagram then. So now what I do is post it into YouTube. And from my YouTube, it auto posts to my Instagram, which then auto posts to my TikTok and my Pinterest and all that kind of stuff. And then the other thing is I can auto post to LinkedIn. And so I was posting the long form videos to LinkedIn just from the YouTube link. But then I would forget and it'd be a week and I go like, oh crap. And I have to go in and schedule all, next week, 6 videos that go into my YouTube or whatever. Now they just auto upload to YouTube or to LinkedIn. And, like this podcast gets pretty decent feedback from LinkedIn. I don't think any of my other content really has been, but I have a lot of financial advisors or stock people on my LinkedIn, and on my other podcast, we talk about finances all the time, right? So it does kind of cross mingle, and it at least gets the exposure of like, this is who I am, this is what I do. And it's also stopped the outreach of like, hey, we have data entry jobs, let's connect because I'm also a realtor and I want you to join my team. Let's cut a lot of that out.
Well, that's good. That's good. And see, again, these are just tools that are available. If you're looking for like to build funnels, I know that there are some that you can use that do have free versions. System.io has a free version for it. You get like 3 funnels, 1 email campaign, some other stuff. So it's not huge, but if you're just starting out, you don't really need huge. And it also allows you to take a look at it and figure it out and see how to build out those funnels. because other programs, they're very expensive. They'll give you a free trial, but it's very limited. But what you learn there, when you're ready to upgrade, you can either upgrade through System.io, or if you want something more robust, you can do something like 𝐒_HIGH_LEVEL, which has a lot more.
And a social planner.
It has a social planner. It has a calendar. It has you build your funnel. You can build a website. You can go agency and white label everything. So it has a lot more options in it. But your basic funnel builder is pretty much the same as System.io in terms of, you know, the tools and whatnot that you use. So if you get comfortable with one, and then when you're ready to upgrade, go to something more robust that pulls everything into one. And actually, I think they just also added, was it 𝐘𝐍𝐉𝐎 or whatever? Or it's the course platform. I can't remember. It starts with a K. It's 𝐶𝐎_LGB or 𝐶𝐎LG or something like. I don't know. Any rate, they've just added that, and so now you can actually import all your courses into 𝐒_HIGH_LEVEL and have it all under one roof. So their 𝐒_HIGH_LEVEL is literally trying to get everything under one roof so that you're not having to have 15 different programs to do your stuff, which is nice.
There's benefit to having multiple autoresponders, I think, because you can test different stuff in different ways.
Yep.
Because we use Lightspeed, VT Lightspeed for our course creation, but that's because there's a lot of stuff, but that's an expensive one. There's a lot of stuff you can do in it. You do get one free course with the free System.io. I haven't actually built a course out in that. But yeah, like, you know, a lot of the videos, like, most people are going to be promoting ClickFunnels because that was, at least from my perspective, like kind of the original. Yeah. And, you know, the affiliate program with them has been going forever. So there's a lot of people make a lot of money off of ClickFunnels. But it's pretty easy to watch a video of somebody building something in ClickFunnels and figure it out in System.io or figure it out and 𝐒_HIGH_LEVEL, because a quick YouTube search will usually pop up a video where it'll explain it. Or both System.io and 𝐒_HIGH_LEVEL are really good about, if you drop it into the support chat, they're just like, oh yeah, do these steps. Which is really nice. So, you know, just because whatever program you're taking teaches or talks about ClickFunnels, you don't have to go that route.
You don't have to go that route. And if you're just starting out, it might just be more of an expense than you're prepared for.
That's what happened to me.
Well, when I was the same thing, I was like, okay, you've just paid a good chunk for your program, and now you get to pay another this $100, $200 a month for this, and another $100 or $50 a month for this, and so on and so forth. And it's like,
it adds up.
You don't need to do that. It's not necessary, right? If you're just starting out, you really don't need to like blow your bank and have a million things. It's just not necessary. Another free tool, ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is not there to write your content for you. This is important. It's there to help you get ideas. If you're saying, okay, well, I want to talk about this today. Can you give me 5 topics? And then you've got the topics, and then you can go and do the research yourself. Or you can put your content in there and ask it to rewrite it in a way that's a little bit clearer or cleaner for you or whatever. You can give it tone. Even the free version, you can tell it to be more empathetic or more funny or more sarcastic. You can do all those things. You can tell it to write you something in, you know, the different formats, like, you know, the PAS formula or the ADA formula or whatever like that. You know, your pain and your action, your solution or whatever, all those things. You can tell it how to what you want, and then you rewrite it. You fill it out, you clean it up, right? So it's not there.
Yeah, almost anytime you ask it for like a witty post, it'll put the word witty in there somewhere.
Absolutely. If you tell it to do like something with a bit of sarcasm, it's going to say, yeah, sarcasm, funny, hilarious. No, right? So make sure that you're reading it over and cleaning it up, but it's going to help you get that process. And you can teach it to write more like you, right? You give it some previous things that you've written and say, I want you to learn from this style. And it will start to understand who you are and write things a little bit more like that so that you can go and expand upon that, or, you know, find your stuff. And there are certain plugins that you can add, like Max AI which will allow
Monica is
you
one
to
of my
go,
favorites.
yeah, which will allow you to go online, right?
Yeah.
And so instead of being 2 years out of date, you can get some more current information, especially if you're trying to do research on topics. They can pull in some more current information that you can then expand upon.
Nice. Yeah, there's another one that a friend of mine was telling me about a couple of days ago that has access to more of a database than ChatGPT. I don't remember what it was called. Because
I know.
ChatGPT only goes back so far.
Yeah, it only goes back to 2 years. So I think it's like 2021 at this point. Might be upgrading because we're now into 2024, but we're still very early in the stages of 2024. So it might take them a little bit. But like if you add the access to online with that, then it's pulling from more than its own database.
Yeah.
And it's the same with images, right? You can do the same thing with images. There's free image creators or searchers like Pexels or Pixabay. Both of them provide free images that you can use royalty free and all that sort of stuff to help build something around or whatever. So there's tools out there that you can use that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg, but that are
Yeah.
important to your business, right? So
Yeah, AI.InVideo is one as well that has a free version. I think you're only allowed 50 minutes a month or something like that. I don't remember at this point, sorry. But it'll pull from stock video footage and whatnot, and it'll, put videos together for you based off of what you tell it as well. And then you can choose a voiceover, accent, male, female, all that kind of stuff, what tone you want it read in. That's pretty cool for people who want to do like faceless
I was
stuff.
going to say faces, yeah.
Yeah, I was doing some faceless travel channel stuff of just like, hey, in your opinion, what are the top 10 waterfall destinations? And then it would write it out. And then, I could take the destinations it said, drop it into Chat GPT and be like, hey, can you give me some background on these destinations? And then tie it together, put the chapters in, and everything like that. Because I was experimenting around with faceless YouTube.
Yeah.
For the fun of it.
Why not, right? Because it is another opportunity and it is something out there. And if you really want to dedicate your information and your time into that, you can create something. But like everything else, it's not an overnight success, no matter how many times they promote the overnight crap to you.
Yeah.
Just, that's not a reality.
Yeah, I still have the channel live, but I haven't done anything with it for a couple of weeks because, I started out nice and strong, but then I got a new project and it was like, well, this project needs to take, yeah, it was like, this needs to take precedent because I have full faith. I'm all in on this project. Like, I think it's going to be amazing when we finally launch it. But so I was like, I have to get that going because I've got, people waiting to make the switch because they're going to assist me with it. And I've got, not yet, but I will have a monthly bill wrapped up into it. So it's like I need to be making money to pay for all that. But so there's a little bit of urgency involved. But I think I needed that. So it's a good thing.
Yep. Another tool, CapCut, also has a free version. That's for your video editing. They've got excellent tutorials to help walk you through, and then also videos online, YouTube University, for stuff that you don't, that maybe you need a little bit more in depth with. So
and it's phone or laptop or desktop.
Yep, phone or desktop. So you've got your options. It's not just limited to just one or the other. So
Clipchamp is great for YouTube intros and exits.
Yeah, yes, it is. So, that's a really good overview for your basics for beginning. You've got your profile, what you need to do to make sure that it's your first funnel leading people to where you want them to go and the information that you want them to have, making sure that it's clean, that other people are not dumping all their crap on it. And same for you, making sure that you're not dumping a bunch of crap on it. Make sure that people understand who you are and what you're doing. You've got your content buckets that we went through and how each one of them has their value. You can go and research that information if you don't have it yet, or you can reach out to either one of us and we'd be happy to help you with that.
Absolutely.
Always. And then you've got your tools. So ChatGPT, your funnel builders, or your responders, all that sort of stuff to help you just sort of tie it all in together. free image places, schedulers, that sort of thing, so that you're not just floundering. So if this is a really broad overview. Right?
Yeah, we can probably do a whole video just on video editing stuff.
Well, yeah, you could do a whole video just on video editing, or just on tools, or just on content creation and stuff like that. So this is very broad. But if you guys have any questions at all, if you have anything that you want to hear more about, as always, reach out to us, drop a comment, let us know, because we are more than happy to delve into that sort of stuff, or to just chat with you. So
Yeah.
there you go. And another Friday down.
Yes.
You handled it so well. You're such a trooper, my poor girl. All right. So anything else to add there, beautiful Rose?
No, everyone have a fantastic Friday.
Bye, guys.